Hello everybody, and thank you for watching. I am currently out at the original place right after I sold my home and started on the road the last 3 months circumnavigating the United States and going to homeless sites and trying to help out who I can. It's the exact same location that I was actually about 3 months ago. At the very end, if I remember, I'll have to show you something that's rather interesting. But anyway, let's get to what most people are probably paying attention to right now. This very large amount of money I have here. Just to give you an idea. These are blocks of $200,000 each. I had this money with me as I went around the whole United States. Right back here. And keep in mind, I went from homeless site to some of the world's worst homeless sites. And I just wanted to have an opportunity to be able to give to the poor, if you will, try to help out any way I can. So the way I went about it is I had 3 questions that I would ask. And if people could answer the 3 questions correctly, then I would give them a couple $100. Did this many a times. And interestingly enough, nobody could actually answer all 3 questions. So I still gave them a bonus question, even if they could get like 2 of them, to see if maybe they could pull it off. Here's the questions. First question was, when Moses was standing in a burning bush, and he looks up and he asks to the effect of, "What do we call you?" What was the only answer what we call God gave? It is, "I am that I am." That's it. He didn't say and. That's all he said. And I know that if you change one single word of what somebody has said, you create a lie. But anyway, second question. In the very well-known, Jesus story, scriptures, whatever you want to call them, when Jesus speaks, what does he refer to himself as? Most people, say, Jesus. What he refers to himself as is the Son of Man. Interesting. Then, the last and final question, but a bonus if they couldn't get it, one of them. Generally accepted in society in America, the forbidden fruit is the apple. The question is, why do we eat apples? Is it because a non-conscious human told us it was okay? And of course, nobody really got that far. So the bonus question was, considering all the bad that Christopher Columbus has done, rape, pillaging, disease spreading, all of these things are very well known. Why in America do we still celebrate Columbus Day? That brings up another point. On all of our currency, if you read the back, it says, "In God we trust." I see total positive in that. But then it makes me think, we all know thou shalt not kill. also know the other commandments. Well, those of us who are at least survival conscious. And why are we able to justify in our minds to go to other countries and kill? To kill anybody unless it's strictly defending ourselves? I mean, really. So, what I am now doing is, because I went around the whole United States and only ended up giving away a couple $1,000s, I have decided that, you know, there's just something I'm missing, something I'm not able to get across to people. Because I mean, obviously, look at my channel, look at how many videos I have, and look at how slow moving it is. And something that kept ringing in my head was my dad saying, you can't possibly know what you're talking about unless you've read the scriptures. So I had already, you know, up to the last video, I had finished the Old Testament. And then I decided I need to do the New Testament, obviously. So for $7.99 off of good old Spotify, thank you Spotify, I was able to download the audiobook, The New Testament Complete. And be amazed, it's only like 20 some hours long. So I downloaded it and I was like, man, I'm not gonna listen to this back at motel or in town or anything. Everybody's gonna think I'm a freak. That little last bit of illusion hanging on there. And I was like, oh, I know a place I could do it where, you know, nobody will mess with me at all. I'll be totally at peace. So I came back up here to the same spot that I was before. And you know what? I put it on my JBL Bluetooth speaker and I turned it on. And I just kept pacing back and forth as I was listening to it, because the more I was listening, the more it was making sense. And pacing back and forth like a caged lion, ironically, happened to be the exact same thing that I did as soon as I got out of Ukraine. But so, I just keep pacing back and forth. To me, it keeps the blood flowing. It gets all the oxygen up to the brain. You know, that way I can truly absorb as much as I possibly can. And why did I choose audio? Well, I know that the human mind is incapable of reading something without judging. Period. I mean, we're constantly judging how the word's spelled, you know, or this or that. So to me, the quickest, smartest way would be take the absolute strongest form of vibration to humans, and that is sound. So instead of trying to read it and getting, you know, trying to figure the grammar out and this and that, I could just pace back and forth, keeping all the blood flowing in my body, getting as much oxygen to my brain as possible. And I just listened. And you know what? Talk about a tremendous wow moment. I was brought up Catholic. I didn't know beans about this. And I realized, holy cow. It's written in riddles. Parabolas or whatever it's called. And then I just kept listening. And then, all of a sudden I started realizing, holy cow, everything it's talking about, I had just been doing it and not even knowing it. I have actually been, since I started the documentary, I have been literally living through the scriptures. You know, unless you've listened to them with a clear heart, without distractions, you can't argue with me. Nobody actually can argue with me because these are my truths. And these are my truths between me and my God. And I cannot tell you your truths or your God, only you can. Once you choose to wake up, and you do that by purging the negative, finding the love in everything. Because that is the God within everything, it's the love. And that's how you find your God. But, so I have listened out here, done the whole entire Bible, Holy Bible, New Testament, King James. And then I went back into town to my motel room, and I got to thinking, wow, all these things these things I heard just keep popping into my head. Then, because of wanting to make sure that I hear and understand everything I possibly can, I got to thinking, wow, when I wanted to learn the entire script for the play Long John Silver, the play Treasure Island, and I was Long John Silver in it, I tried something that worked amazing. I recorded myself reading the entire script, and then I played it back to myself while I slept. And amazingly enough, I knew it instantly. So I was like, wow. So what'd I do in the motel room? I let the Bible play through when I was sleeping. And you know what was amazing? I would wake up hearing something very specific that had a tremendous meaning to me. Then I'd go back to sleep. Something else would wake me up, and I would totally get it. What's interesting is I heard in the Bible that majority of Jesus, Son of Man, talking to them was through dreams, or God talking to him through dreams. Ironically, I also heard a lot of the miracles that Jesus performed. He said, do not speak of this to anybody. So then why did they write it? Why has there been so many interpretations and translations stating this when simple things like that are said, do not speak of it? So as I kept continuing on and I kept hearing these different messages, just kept popping in, my tattoos were like, holy cow, they're totally ringing with Pharaoh and all of this. It's totally matching up with my entire life that I've lived. Not because it was me thinking that I am anything other than I am what I am. And to me, I am what I am means I started with God. I will end with God. I am that I am. And the center, the what? That's the illusion of life until we learn how to truly love. We learn how to truly purge all the negative out of our brains. Cold hard fact. And I guarantee you, if you try the same type of thing, whatever your religion is, whatever your Bible is, or whatever, get an audio recording of it and play it to yourself when you're sleeping. That way your soul can hear the truths. It's all vibration. We receive vibration while we're sleeping. The soul does not shut off. Just as we sleep, the brain reboots. Pretty simple, right? And whatever you do, keep in mind that the people who wrote the translation, or the people who wrote the words, were not fully conscious. They were always looking at the negative first. Therefore, there's the slightest bit of lie in everything that is written because it's not looking at the truths first. And you know, the one thing that stuck with me the absolute most, and the one thing that was the biggest wow moment, if you will, was the very last thing Son of Man said as he died on the cross. Why have you abandoned me? Why have you forsaken me? I mean, sure, non-conscious humans can tell you, oh, what they feel that means. That, oh, that's the flesh of him dying, or this or that. Oh, where are you getting this from? Huh? He deliberately spoke in riddles. Even at one point says to the effect of, only the ones with wisdom will have it. Everything was said exactly how it was meant to be said. Just like him dying on the cross, to me, said, come on, people, when you're in the flesh, you're not conscious. Wake up. But hey, I could keep going on and on until I'm blue in the face. You know, thousands of people have agreed with every single thing I've said when I've talked to them in person. So I decided to listen to something else I heard. And I decided that, you know, I've done everything I can in America to try to get people like everybody I care about, because honestly I care about everybody in existence now that I've woke up, that something tells me do not do it in your own country. It's pretty clear to me. You know, and I got thinking about that. What's positive about that? Well, one, if I can't even speak their language, I'm not going to hear all the negative. I'm only going to see love that people do. That's a huge bonus. Two is actually a foreigner coming into a country and wanting to do nothing but give love and try to help the poor. Guarantee you that's viewed way better than how I have been viewed here in America when I've been trying to go around to give to our poor, the homeless. I mean, because so many of us think that it's stupid and that it's enabling, instead of stepping back and really realizing that it's not the homeless that's the problem. It's how we view the homeless. They are homeless because all the negativity in society, the negative first, the illusion, the brain, is shutting down because it cannot deal with any more. This is why, like I said before, we have so many people now cutting themselves. We have so many people that are suicidal. People that are wanting to, you know, cut off their anatomy. Nobody wants to be what they are in here anymore. Look at the young generation. But everybody has a choice, and that choice is only you can decide. You know, I know that in order to truly love somebody, because I know my God gives us a choice, because you can't love somebody unconditionally, undeservingly, without giving them a choice. Otherwise, you're a dictator. So I have decided that, actually, by the time you guys probably see this video, I'm already out of the country. And I will go take my wealth and see if I can find people in the world that really I can help. All I want to do, I'm not going to give money away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the poorest parts of the world and I'm going to do what I can within reason to get them purified water. I know you guys might think that's nothing, but to me, that's kind of everything. That's what I've been doing in the whole United States. Tried to give some money away. Nobody really, very few were able to get it. But I did also give purified water away to everybody. And they were very appreciative of it. And stop and think. You guys think our homeless are so crazy and such criminal driven. But yet, $400,000 worth of cash just went from the worst homeless sites around the United States. And everybody that competed, tried to win the money, knew I had the money. And nobody tried to rob me. It went all the way around the United States. And sure, you might think, well, that's crazy. Why in the world would you do that? Because I knew in my heart that what I was doing was absolutely right. And I knew that if I was off the deep end and that what I was doing was not right, then it would probably all get stolen from me. And I was willing to accept that. Look, I was just in Ukraine recently, and I was willing to accept whatever came there. Because I will do what it takes, what I can do, to make the world a better place. I am nothing special. I'm just some guy that, was a tattoo artist and a Marine and stuff. The only difference between before the beginning of this channel and now is I love myself and I forgive everybody that has brought negative towards me in my life, because I realized majority of it was my own perception. Saturday met with the 4 people that I care, well, the only 4 people that I care about. I care about everybody, but these were the only 4 that would show up. I met with them and told them that I just want to let them know I was leaving the country. I wanted to say goodbye. I said, there's a good chance I probably won't be back. And I wish things would have been different. There wasn't anything positive that was said towards me. And I understand, and I explained to them that I know why everything over this since the beginning of the year, during this channel, I know exactly why everything played out the way it did. And the very interesting part is, if all of you were to watch the videos in reverse order from how I've posted them, you're going to see a totally different channel. You're going to see something that kind of blows your mind, considering how it was watching it the other direction. Because if you watch it from when I originally posted to now, you're going to see how so much negative can be brought upon you when you're trying to do good. And if you watch them from now backwards, you're going to be able to watch it from the positive first, instead of how it started with all of you watching it from the negative first. The sad part is, not a single person in the world stopped and thought, holy cow, he very well just might be the first person in the world that has ever done exactly what has been said to do. Give up your life Bear your own cross. And believe me, this channel, I have definitely bared my own cross. I have told every ounce of negative I viewed in the illusion. I've apologized for it, and I found the positive in it. And I'm giving my money to the poor, because from what I heard, then you get to become one with someone very special. I can't tell you what the truths are in this world. Nobody can possibly tell you what the truths are in this world. The only thing that can is your heart. Because this has been written by non-conscious people looking at the negative first. So there's the slightest bit of lie in all of it. Nobody's fault. It's just the way it was meant to be. It's called survival consciousness. Looking at all the negative, all the danger first. But I don't know how long it'll be until I post again. I'm going to Israel, and it might be interesting there. I don't know if I'm going to rub someone the wrong way, because we all know I have a hard time shutting up when it comes to defending what I know to be true, the truths between me and my God. But I'll be there until I feel I'm not wanted there. And I'm going there to find, hopefully, the poorest communities I can and try to help them first. And then from there, I'll know when it's time and where I'm going. But in the event that I don't, post until I decide it's time to come back or whatever, or have time, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to post when I'm in our country due to, regions and so on with YouTube. But I'll try, because I know nothing feels better in this world than being able to help the people who need it the most, because you feel such tremendous love from them. And it's not because of the money. It's because you truly care, you truly love. And when you truly love, you ask absolutely nothing in return. And you surely don't try to sell other stuff if someone's simply trying to read a Bible. Certain ones of you know who I'm talking about. But thank you for watching. Thank you for, making it through my journey if you've watched all the way. I do know how many of you have watched through. Funny thing is, I know exactly how long, too. What percentage of the videos. And what's amazing is, every single piece of advice I could give you on how to wake up, how to just love yourself, find your truths within you so that you can become one with your God. I can't tell you who your God is. Nobody can, but you. If you do decide to watch through the videos from the beginning to the end, like, I don't know if there's a single person that has. But yet, so much judgment has gone on. It just proved my point. But anyway, I love you guys. I hope you stay safe. Interesting weather we've been having. And then very back in the beginning, I had told my family, I said, for some reason I know that we're going to start having very abnormal weather that's going to kind of take the earth back to its original condition. But let's make it perfectly clear. I am nobody special. I'm just the one person that finally figured out how to love myself enough to be able to face the fact that all the negative in my head was me lying to myself. Because if I truly loved myself, I would not allow anybody else to hurt me. And I surely wouldn't keep it in my memories, because my brain now works for me, my soul. I don't work for my brain. Peace, love you guys, and I hope to be speaking with you again soon. Bye-bye. Oh, one last thing. I forgot to tell you guys, or show you guys. I find it rather trippy. You guys might think it's absolutely nothing. But when I got back out here to the same exact place, there happens to be something in the road, and no, this isn't a trick. I didn't do this myself or anything like that. But this is what was painted on the road. I'd say it was probably done, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. But boy, they took a lot of time with the gold, that's for sure. And I'll let you decide what it reads. Interesting tail-looking thing on it too. But I assure you I did not do it. And yeah. What does it say to you guys? Anyway, talk to you later. Bye-bye.